Hey everybody, this is Up and Atom Comics here with another episode. Going to try to do something a little bit different. I have been posting like some recent like new comic book day stuff I've been picking up, and thought I would do it a little different this time and just show it here. But I have some other stuff too. So I do have another non-comic pickup, and then I also got this box in the mail from the UK, which I'm pretty sure is from Mr. McGroovy. I know he said he was sending me something, and it's about the only British guy that I know that has my address. So I'm assuming it's Paul. But anyway, let's first talk about new comics. So I was gone this week on some vacation. I was down in Knoxville, Tennessee, and while I was down there, I missed my new comic book day. So when I came back yesterday, I stopped by my comic shop, and this is one of my biggest weeks that I've ever had. Um, yeah, I'm just trying. It might be my biggest week that I've ever had in terms of new books. Um, and you'll see why. So, what I thought I would first do, I did spend a little time last night reading a few things, and so I thought I'd talk a little bit about those, and then talk about the other stuff that I got that I haven't read yet, but we'll plan to get to later today. Um, I did pick up issue number 2 of Corpse Night. With this one, I, I'm a little torn on this. I liked the first issue. I felt that there wasn't enough like story words built into it. I love the art. I love Matthew Roberts and his art. The story, I just want it to pick up a little bit, but it's a decent read. I'm probably going to continue to at least get through the first arc. It's intrigued me enough, but it's on notice, so we'll see. But I do, like I said, I do love the art in Corpse Night, Matthew Roberts, and this is a story about a girl, and she has her dad that's undead, that's coming back to kind of, he is the Corpse Knight that is trying to protect her. And there's another like kind of a villain that's showing up in this. I mean, it's decent. I just want a little bit more. Um, and then what got me the biggest this week was the um, Doom Quest came out, and everybody knows I'm a big Doctor Doom fan, and so I went way overboard. I may have some regrets on what I did, but I think I have some changes that are coming soon, and I'm thinking like I do not need to get everything with Doctor Doom on it. And they are really getting me this year and this month, probably especially because there is Doom Quest coming up. They're also putting out these little Doom one shots against different people. Um, uh, there's action figure came out. There's a new Marvel multiplayer role playing game, Secret Wars, that's coming out I think later this month, that has Doctor Doom on the cover. And there's also Magic the Gathering cards, and there's a whole Doctor Doom commander deck. So a lot of things that I'm interested in, and they are just getting me this year pretty bad. This month especially pretty bad. So I had pulled a lot of these Doom Quest covers, and this is the number. This is the A cover that's Alex Ross. I'm not going to ever say no to a Alex Ross Fantastic Four anything. Love this cover for Doom Quest number 1. But I did have a lot of these pulled, and then I ended up I'm gonna get all of the regular covers ultimately, but they are doing these variants, which I think they are doing for all the series, and this is that uh, I believe I want to say it's Iron Man 149 or something like that, or 150 issue where he's got Iron Man kind of reflected in there, and now they got Wolverine coming out, and there's some different characters that are coming at Doctor Doom through there that you can see. Um, I got a John Romita Jr. cover. I am not the biggest John Romita Jr. fan. Um, of recent work. I did not like. I kind of dug this cover. I thought it was cool. I've seen his Spider-Man in the Rain, and so Doctor Doom in the Rain. I was like, that's kind of cool. He is coming to Heroes. I'm not Heroes Con. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this signed by him, but if I was going to get anything signed, it might be this. So that was part of the justification for picking it up. Um, M.R. Garson. I don't know if it's M.R. or Mr. Garson, but he has been doing these cool, like, collage covers where it's images of Doctor Doom that he has kind of pieced together from a lot of different books to remake the new Doctor Doom cover. I've gotten a few of his because I think they're just kind of a cool thing, and you can kind of look at it, and there's images that I notice in here. There's little Alex Ross Doctor Doom right there. Um, there's some different ones that I recognize and recognize what it's from. Um, and so that's kind of cool because this will be a cool like poster or something like that to have. So it's glad to have that. This is a Rose Besh cover. She's also coming to Heroes Con. This might be a candidate that I bring with me to possibly get signed. This is a Ryan Stegman. You can kind of see from the glare, but this is a foily Ryan Stegman uh, cover, which I thought was pretty cool. There's especially some cool. You can't really detect it very well on this. Maybe that a little bit. But there is some like cool foil elements to it. I'm not a big collecting of foil things, but I was like, Ryan Stegman doing one, I'll pick that up. Now, this is one I had not pre ordered, but I decided to pick it up anyway. It's the Nick Klein cover, and I was kind of waiting to see what this looked like in person because I'd only seen like a little image. When I saw it, I was like, that is pretty cool. So this storyline has been kind of interesting because when I read it last night, basically, Doctor Doom is watching some TV and sees uh, Reed Richards talking about some big thing. He's like, "Hey, we should actually correct history and make things so that it's good for humanity to make the right decisions and we protect the most people and do all these things." And Doctor Doom's like, "Oh, Reed Richards want to go back and make it in his image, so I want to do it and make it in my image and make my decisions." And so he's created this whole uh, Doom engine that is going to be this massive time travel thing that he has, and he's gotten everybody to work on it. Nobody knows, like all of his people, his Latvian people, to kind of work on some different things to build it. But they don't know what they're building, and then it determines that the heroes kind of find them out, and there's some trickery that's kind of involved, and it's basically sending Doom back into time. So this is a fun first issue. We'll see how it goes, but I enjoyed it. I also picked up and read last night Mark Spears Monsters number 10. I my my enjoyment of Mark Spears has, like, I have liked some of his covers, but I have not liked all of it. I really don't like the interior work. It's just too processed digitally. Where I've heard some people say it looks like an old CD-ROM computer game, and I would have to agree. I can tell it looks to me. I could be completely wrong, but it looks to me that he has taken images and worked those images and created kind of like a model for like Wolfman here or something. And then he alters it and kind of twists it from a different angle or does something with the face or does something like that to make it. And so it just looks very, it doesn't look like natural drawing. And that has kind of really turned me off. And so I am really on the threshold. Other than some covers that I think that are cool, the story in this one actually was a little bit better. There's a little bit of purpose with it. It kind of made a little bit more sense than some of the earlier stuff in the Monsters run. but I don't think it's enough to have me keep going. So I feel like I did pre-order, I think, a number 11 because there was a kind of a cool cover, and I was like, I'll go ahead and pick it up. But I think that might be the end for me for Mark Spears Monsters and most of his stuff that he does. Um, I did get Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four. This is the finish of this miniseries. This was quite enjoyable. It's Fantastic Four getting blasted into the Planet of the Apes realm by the Red Ghost, and his Red Ghost sends him there. And there's a lot of the apes, Dr. Zaius and General Ursus, and different people like take on the FF's powers, and of course there's Doctor Doom there. But it's been a fun. It was a fun series. This is over now. Don't want to give away any spoilers there, but it's a lot of fun. I had to get this homage of the FF 51, the This Man, This Monster cover, and I have really enjoyed these. These are homages of the movie posters from Planet of the Apes. And so the original series, I am not 100% sure because I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but they were doing one, it looked like for each of the movies. So this might be the fourth movie. Or the fifth movie. I'm not sure, but I was kind of sad that they didn't do five because then they could have done a movie poster for each one of those. I did pick up Red Roots number two. Red Roots 1, I enjoyed a bit, but the second issue, I don't know, I just stopped caring about the characters. So I think I am done with this one. It's got some fantasy elements. It's, kind of interesting, but not something I want to keep up. um, then there is Universal Monsters Fan of the Opera. This is issue number 4. This is the finale for this one. Fan of the Opera is one of those series that I have, one of those movies, original movies, I probably have the least interest in out of the general Universal Monsters movie. So I did get this because it had some Martin Simmons art, and I was getting all the other Universal Monster series just as a fan of the genre and that they're bringing them back. But I'm kind of glad this one's over. I didn't really like the movie. I just wasn't invested and didn't care enough about it to keep going. It's over now, so I can move on. They do have a cool one. I want to that is coming up as the next one, which I'm going to get the name right. Blood of the Wolf Man. So I am very excited about that. So I'm and they have a little preview at the end of this of the first few pages. So most of these are kind of tangential to stories to the original movie. So if you like a certain movie, it's worth picking up. I did like Dracula was probably the best one. That was the first one that came out. So if you're thinking about that, definitely would recommend that. Now to get onto the stack of stuff that I haven't read yet. First is Batman Hush. This is, I'm not sure, part 3, part 4. I forget because it's been a while since it's been out. I know Jim Lee was recovering from some medical things. It slowed him down quite a bit for getting some things out. So that's why this is delayed. But this is 163. I haven't enjoyed it as much as the original Hush series, but we shall see how it goes. Then I have Conan the Barbarian. I have really liked Conan the Barbarian. This version from Titan has been really good. Typically, the stories have been good. The cover has been good. This is the Doug Braithwaite cover for issue 31. But I have enjoyed Conan. Another book I've really enjoyed, Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna, I think Acuna, I think is how I pronounce it. This is Escape number 7. I've just enjoyed the series. So it's kind of World War II, Nazis versus Allied forces with anthropomorphic figures. The bats are all Nazis and the bears are all the Allies. But it's been it's been a good series, well written. This is the last issue of Exquisite Corpses. So I believe this is issue 13. Yeah, issue 13. I have been getting, this is the cover C. I've been getting these because they have a playing card that you can play in the new upcoming Exquisite Corpses game, which I think is already on a Kickstarter right now. Um, I, adding a game element to it, I was like, I'll pick it up. Um, I, I felt a lull in this series in the middle, but it's picked up towards the end, so I'm curious about that. A series that I have enjoyed from the beginning is Hyde Street. Now they have kind of an arc that's going on there, The Butcher of Hyde Street. So this has been fun. So I've enjoyed that series from Ghost Machine and Image. Another series I've enjoyed is The Infernal Hulk. This is issue 7. This is the B cover. I can't remember who exactly is doing the art for that one, but very cool. Very cool cover there. And this one came out last week, but it got put in the wrong box. I didn't get it, but I did get Narco number 3, and they've been doing Alfred Hitchcock variants for these. So this is kind of the Rear Window, variant for that. So really cool. I've enjoyed Narco. It's been a fun story. Then I got a facsimile. This is Saga of the Swamp Thing number 21. A facsimile of it, which starts the Alan Moore piece to that. So, which I have never read in its full entirety. So I'm getting into it. I also got the part 2 of the Swamp Thing. It started with continuing Rick Veitch's story that he started last issue was amazing. And I understand why they didn't print it, but I'm curious to see where that story goes. And then the last one that I got was Zatanna number 2. I had to get this Adam Hughes cover. When he does Zatanna, you just have to pick it up. So I don't think I'm gonna keep getting this series. I don't think he's doing any more of the covers. Story hasn't been that great to me, but I was like, Adam Hughes, Zatanna, you have to buy it. Okay, now for another pickup I got. So I knew these things were dropping. I was hoping to have it in time for Tower of Toys which I did with Eric from SideQuest, but they were just shipping and they hadn't come out yet, and so they were hitting different Walmart stores. I knew. And so I have a friend of mine that works at Walmart. I said, hey, keep an eye out. When you see these, let me know. And so he did, and then he was like, "Hey, these are here," and I was like, "Man, I'm away. I can't pick that up this week." And then he went back the next day. He's like, "Hey, I'll buy it. Just let me know." And then my store owner was like, "Hey, I picked up one for you." So when things with Doctor Doom come out, people let me know, tend to. So I got this Doctor Doom. The Marvel, what is this called? McFarlane Toys. It's the Doctor Doom. It's more of a statue. They did a green version where he's in the green cape. That one they didn't have, but they have the one in the white, kind of the Emperor Doom. And inside is this Doctor Doom number 1 issue. This was from the limited series that came out last year. This is the Mike Diodato variant, which I did pick up when that came out, and that one I know has been a ghost. Like people have looked for that, so now it's cool that I actually I have another one, another version of that comic inside. But yeah, this is definitely going into my office. I'm very excited about that, to add another Doctor Doom kind of statue, and you got McFarlane doing stuff. You know it's going to be good. So I was very pumped about that. And then let's get to unboxing this. Sorry, this video is taking a little while, but I ramble and talk, and that's that's what you get. So I'm gonna open this up now. I'm gonna assume that this is from Paul. And Paul had told me he was doing some videos, and check out. And Paul. I will, even if this isn't from him, but this is from some benevolent Brit or Scott or whatever that's over there. I know I'm gonna love this, but he had talked to me about he was gonna send me a couple things. So he did a, a recent series of videos which were fascinating to me, and they were all about the Marvel UK series, and it's kind of how a lot of people in the UK had first been introduced to Marvel back in the 70s, um, was through the Marvel UK imprint. And so with that, trying to make sure, okay, I'm good. I'm not going to cut into anything, so that's good. Now that I can see that. Um, it was kind of what they would do is they would print the books um, in the US, of course, and then they also did a printing in the UK. And so some of the things came out um, shortly after they released in the US. Some of them, I have a feeling, came out much later. But Paul did a great series kind of going over all of the Marvel UK titles, and it was just fascinating to me. I love that stuff. I love learning about um, different comics and how they're made and introduced to different people. I do like foreign comics, but these are foreign to the U.S., but they're actually things that I can read. So Paul had told me he was saving a few of these to send to me. So because he did not want to keep them for his collection, so I'm hoping that's what this is that he was sending me. So, oh man, he's got. Yeah, I am thinking that's what this is because they kind of look. I believe so. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get a gathering of it. Okay, so I've got through the outer shell of materials, and Paul package is amazing. So I'm excited about that. He's got two little things here. Um, yes, this has to be from Paul. And oh my gosh, he put enjoy some Marvel UK shit. So that's awesome. So I'm excited about this so much. This is so awesome. I never run into this stuff in the US. Oh my god, he's got so much cool Marvel UK shit in here. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this so much. So he's got and it's kind of cool. He talked about like sometimes people wrote their names up here, um, because that's what was held for them at um, the news agent, I think is how they call them. But this is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, number 578 from April 1984. But what is crazy is a lot of these Spider-Man. Um, so this is the matter of the Hobgoblin. So this came out in '84. So this is in that 238 to 275 range where they're all talking in Amazing Spider-Man, all talking about Spider-Man. This is kind of cool. You got black and white. Um, you got some red tones in here. Um, and then there's some pages that are color, so you get a little bit of everything. The panels are a little bit bigger than the US version, which makes it cool. Man, I'm gonna enjoy these so much. And there's some X-Men in here. So like I said, like it says Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, but it reprints all kinds of stuff. And then it has, oh, this is so cool. It's got some like little pictures of people, things that people have drawn. Um, and then we have like weird thing, Big Ben, Old Blue Eyes, just different stuff like that. And so I remember Paul said that he actually did the art in one of these. Um, like he drew a Mr. Fantastic in one of these, and I was like, I need one of those, and I need it signed by Paul. So this is amazing. So the next one here is Spider-Man and Hulk Weekly, and this is completely kind of newsprint that's done on here, and oh, this is cool. We got some Defenders in here. Um, Looks like some She-Hulk is in here. I'm not going to bore you with each one of these with showing these off because there's so many different stories in all of these This one has a Spider-Man um, series with Black Cat. It's David Michelinie. I'm not sure, and I'm gonna delve into these things and kind of put up some of the numbers that some of this stuff reprints because that's just fascinating to me. Another one here, The Mighty World of Marvel, starring the Incredible Hulk. This is issue number 98. This came from 1974. The previous one came from 1980. So I'm getting a good uh, like chunk of different times. There's some Daredevil in here. Um, there, uh, oh man, got some FF in here. Those who would destroy us. Some old Inhumans, or Black Bolt versus, yeah, all of the Inhumans versus the FF. That is amazing. We have the same series. That was number 98. This is number 99. So I can continue right on and read the next grouping of stories. I'm going to assume that this just takes off right from the back. And look at this back. The Monsters Party. Just like this weird kind of like their own original stuff that they did. Then from April of 1980, and that this is Marvel Superheroes, and it kind of tells you who's on this one. So that looks like a little Count Nefaria. Yeah, Avengers. Thor stands alone against Count Nefaria. You got the X-Men face death in Twilight of the Mutants, and the Champions battle Pluto and his mutant hordes. Um, so really cool. So yeah, man, these are so awesome. I can't wait to dig into these. And this is cool too. This is Spider-Man and the Titans. So this is one of these which I think that are really cool, and it's got art on the back. I guess you could play a game out of this thing, and maybe that's what it was for, or set up like a little something in an airport. um, but these are done in large format panels. But the cool thing is you get like the centerfold. You get this like kind of huge piece of art here. Here is the Liberty Legion, and this is a 9-pence copy from January of 1977. So absolutely cool. But you can see kind of the format, how they took the panels and reproduced them. I'm kind of, I'm very curious on why they decided to do this. I'm just thinking about how these would stack up. Maybe they put it like that into the thing, but I would think you would get all this stuff like into the newsstand, but I think you get all this stuff opens up the wrong way. Probably should have done it the other way. I don't know, but this is pretty cool. Or they put it, somehow like this on a newsstand. So um, really cool, man. Those are awesome. Um, and uh, okay, so then he sent me um, this. He's like, "This is so you." And it's Ripley's "Believe It or Not" True Weird. Um, and he's like, and check out the editor. So this is from 1966. I see is on a label there. So I am gonna get this out. This kind of was stuck a little bit to the board. Okay, there we go. I was just kind of wedged in there. Let's see, who is the editor? The managing editor of this, wow, is Terry Gilliam. So if you know Terry Gilliam, famous, the cover's kind of detached there. Terry Gilliam with Monty Python. Very cool. So this is a like a UK magazine. I have never seen this before, but this is Ripley's Believe It or Not True Weird. Man, that is so awesome. I'm going to put that back in carefully later. And then also So like this was all. This is a issue of Viz, and he said this was all the rage in the UK in the 80s and 90s. Not sure what it says. I thought you might like it. Now I know why. So the biggest bumperest blockist issue ever, the return of Buster Conan. So a snowman with really big snowballs that he has, and uh, gay presto, it's Harry Potter, and free pint for every reader. Man, that's awesome. Uh, Plus Johnny Fart Pants. Oh man, this is going to be great. I think I'm going to have to do a deeper dive into this on a My Light Zone. I know I'm going to have to get into that. So not only did Paul send me all that, he sent me some other comics. So let's get into that. Okay. Oh, okay. I know what these are. Okay. He said he was gonna send me these. Which okay, awesome. So this is the whole mini series for Lust of the Nazi Weasel Women. So I showed that I did pick this first issue up, um, but I did not get the rest of the series. And so he's like, "Hey, I found them for you. I'm going to send them to you." So this is the whole miniseries for Lust of the Nazi Weasel Women. So I was going to do a My Light Zone, but when Paul said he was going to send me the rest of them, I decided to hold off because I was like, well, I don't want to just cover issue number one because it did. I read through it. It did have a cliffhanger. So I had recorded some stuff for it, but then I was like, well, then he said he was sending me something. So I was like, well, let me hold off. Let me put that on the back burner. So now I can read the whole series and give you a whole synopsis on that from the My Light Zone. Oh man, this stack of stuff is absolutely awesome. Yeah, thrilled. I, you know, I have started after Paul did his videos of Marvel UK. I started looking up some stuff and I was like, ooh, these might be Marvel UK issues that I do want to pick up that are kind of reprints of Fantastic Four. Um, they had a complete Fantastic Four, which I do have an issue, maybe two of. But there's a really cool Doctor Doom story that they printed in that over a series of issues that I might decide to pick up that whole piece of that. Who knows? I might go after all of it if I can find it. But like I said, in the US, you really don't see a lot of these UK things. Where I live in Virginia, probably even more so. I have uh, there has only been a number of times that I found any UK, um, uh, prints of any of these books in any shop in Virginia that I have come across, because I know these would entice me even before I had any, and would be like, ooh, I need to maybe I need to pick this up. This is kind of cool. But I have been to other stores like in the Northeast where I've seen them a little bit more, and if you think about it, it's got to be people from the UK that are, well, I mean, there could be, nowadays everybody's buying stuff off online and things like that, so they're probably, the world is getting smaller and you can get those things a little bit more often. But in the wild, like I just never saw these. There weren't people in the UK that were bringing their UK editions over to the states and then selling them into shops. So I never see these. So I'm really excited about all this, and all the other stuff too. Absolutely amazing. Paul, Mr. McGroovy, make sure you definitely check out his channel to see all the great stuff that he's doing. um, I want to, again, Paul, thank you so much for your friendship and everything that you do for the community. It's got an amazing channel. It's definitely getting my vote for a few things for the next Comic Book Community Awards. We'll start getting posted for categories for nominating people. which should be towards the end of June. So keep an eye out for that. But thank you so much, Paul. Thanks everybody also for watching. Um, I am going to try to do another video too on what I'm thinking about for Heroes Con for 2026. I'm so excited to meet a bunch of people there that in the community, other YouTube channels and members out there that I have never met in person. The only real people in the community that I have met in person is Christina Payne, the Blue Wrench extraordinaire, and also Lunch Money Mike that I've had a chance to meet. Everybody else I have not had a chance to meet in person, so I'm very excited about that. But I'm going to do a video about what's to come with that, how I am planning and prepping, and what my priorities are for that con, for what I'm going to try to pick up myself. So stay tuned, and you get to see a little bit of my madness in terms of how I like to get organized for a con. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Hope everybody in your family is doing absolutely wonderful. Hope you're handling all the trials and tribulations that life brings you in a good way. Take care, everybody. Make sure you flip through a floppy. Well, flip through a floppy, mate. And I'll check you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.